So I've got the Banshee Phantom V3. I've just done a rundown on it. I've been bouncing around in the streets, getting it set up right, getting it feeling as good as I can get it pre-trail ride. So, minimise the mess around on the trails. And the forks just didn't feel great. They felt like, had the same characteristics as most of these new Fox forks do when they're straight out of the factory. They feel like there's not a lot of support for how choppy they are. They don't feel very nice off the top either. So what I've found over time, and I've spoken about a million times, is this air spring and servicing it correctly and inspecting it off of the new fork. So this is a classic example. It's pretty standard. It's almost every fork I've done from Fox. They are absolutely chockers on this negative side. So this side here, that's the negative side of your air chamber. Anything above that black ring is the positive side. So there's obviously a fair chunk on the top of that as well, which is fine. I've got no problems with that. That more or less just adds as a volume spacer. But I will say, when you do service them, make sure you put a consistent amount on the top every time you do it, so you know how much space you're taking up in that positive, so you can always get your positive token ratio right, and your fork will always feel the same. Sometimes you might put in 5 mil of grease, sometimes you might put in 10 mil of grease. That excess grease will make your fork feel slightly different at the same pressure, so be mindful that you've got to keep your service consistent. And this negative side must be clear. This is terrible. This is absolutely substandard. So have a look at it. There's so much grease there in that top little section. Have a look at it all. It's just, it's disgusting. And then the bottom side. Have a look at how much grease is in here. So they've just found a tub of grease and gone right into the fork like that. That's literally what they've done. There's been no attention to detail there whatsoever. So that's the price you pay for production line. High quality, super high quality stuff, but attention to detail when assembly, during assembly, is absolutely critical for performance. So that's just another example of what they come like, and I'm not being too pedantic. This is how you get your forks to feel excellent consistently. You've got to clean this grease out. You can have a little bit of grease under here, under this black ring. That's fine. You need a little bit of grease on the ring and a little bit underneath it, so it constantly keeps lubricated as it moves up and down. This doesn't move at all in the fork. That stays right there constantly inside that stanchion, and it's only this that moves up and down in there. So grease on the top is fine. Grease on the ring is fine. Tiniest little bit of just a trace of grease underneath as well is fine, but all of this junk, rubbish, absolute rubbish. Come on, Fox, lift your game. Outside of that, their stuff's obviously excellent, but it's just another example. So be mindful, service your forks. If you don't have the means or the confidence or the tools that you need and the oils that you need to do it, seek someone out that can do it. Get someone reputable to do it, someone who knows what they're doing. So, yeah, we'll put them back together. Stay tuned. This bike's going to be a weapon.